Welcome back to the Ark Survival Guide. Today I am going to show you where to find plant species X on the Crystal Isles map. I'm actually going to show you 3 really easy locations to get plant species X seed pods, so you can get as many plant species X seeds as you need for your adventures. Now if you're wondering why I'm showing you how to get plant species X seeds, or even what plant species X is, you can grow PlantX seeds in large crop plots and they turn into an organic vegan turret that'll shoot down all of your enemies, and you can wipe out dinosaurs and players and freak gardening accidents all the time. And with some changes to your settings, you can even turn a raft into a battle fortress and make it immune to whale attacks too, so they've got a lot of applications. But you can see that in some of my other videos. So after I show you these easy plant species X seed pod locations, I'm going to show you a really cool trick that you can use to get plant species X seeds from cattails, which can be found all over the Crystal Isles map. And I'll show you locations of these cattails all around the map, so basically any biome you're living in, you can very quickly and easily get your own plant species X turrets without having to fly all the way across the map. If this video helps you, please give it a thumbs up. If you know of any great plant species X locations that I have not covered, please drop a comment with the coordinates. And be sure to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to enable all notifications, because we'll have lots of other helpful Crystal Isles map tours, guides, tips, and tricks coming your way, and you won't want to miss any of that. So let's get started. Now I'll start with the fastest and easiest way to get plant species X on the Crystal Isles map, and part of this is because it's so easy to find. So I've got a pteranodon. You'll probably want a flyer, but you can actually do this even with just a raft. You can sail right up here and grab it on foot. But I am here on the edge of the jungle. We're kind of right in the middle of all the biomes in the middle of the map, and I'll show you the coordinates right here. And we're just above the swamp that is right next to the jungle zone. So here's the coordinates, and you can see we've got this big swamp which is actually full of plant species X seed pods. You can go all over that swamp area and you'll find tons of those seed pods, but this little island here, it sticks way out, and there's this little point, this little peninsula, which actually has several plant species X seed pods right on the edge of that. Now there are some dangerous crocs out here. You'll see some baryonyx, some sarcos, even some capros. But on the very tip of this land, there's actually a couple plant species X seed pods right there. And odds are, other stuff is going to be busy fighting each other, and you can just wait for an opening, fly down here, and we'll just jump out and grab some seeds. Now, one nice thing about these seed pods is they're actually apart from other plants a little bit, so you can just run up and start harvesting the seeds. Usually they've got other plants stuck on top of them, so it takes a little while. But we'll just grab the seeds and we can fly away before anything dangerous comes up to attack us. And here's the coordinates right here. Now you can see a baryonyx in the background, and we've got some other dangerous stuff there. So, you probably want to grab the seeds and get out of here as fast as you can. But it also has some very handy safe plateaus right next to this spot where you can fly over and just recharge your stamina. And you can just hop from plateau to plateau and fly all the way back to your base. So that was pretty easy and safe and very painless. We got 20 PlantX seeds right away, and there's plenty more down there if you want to grab some more. Now, if you have any trouble grabbing PlantX seeds from that location, we've got another really easy location over here. So we're here in the western zone up near the plains, and I'll show you the spot on the map. We are right across the river from that swamp. Same swamp, actually, not very far away from that last location. But the reason I like this location even better is because it's actually right on the edge of a cliff, and if anything dangerous attacks us, we can easily get it to chase us off the cliff and safely grab those plant species X seed pods. Now this is all swampland, and that's very dangerous, but as you can see here, this area is actually right across the river from some other areas. It's right on the edge of a bunch of different biomes, but right up here we are on the very edge of the swamp, and there's not as many dangerous creatures. And I'll show you the coordinates of this in just a second, but we're gonna fly right over to this edge. We got a nice little flat plateau with steep edges all around, and you can already see there are several little plant species X seed pods right there on the screen. And there's even more deeper in the woods. But the great thing about this spot right here is it's right on the edge, and we can look out for dangerous stuff. There's a very clear area. And as you can see, we've got a titanoboa right over here, and I'm just going to get him to chase me. There we go. Doesn't take much. They are nasty little snakes. And I'll just let him slowly chase me over this cliff. So anything dangerous up here, you just lure it to the edge, let it jump off the cliff, and then once it's down below you, it can no longer attack you. The other nice thing is there is plenty of stuff down there to keep it busy, so we're just going to have it chase us right off the edge here, and as soon as that's down, we're going to fly straight up, because I don't think it can climb this cliff, but snakes are tricky. We just, don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt. So here we go. He is down the ledge. We'll fly pretty high up just to make sure we've lost aggro from him, and let's see how he's doing. Is he still chasing us? Looks like he is busy fighting a pig down there. Great. So now that we've gotten rid of anything dangerous, we can just casually land down here and pick up as much plant species X as we want at our leisure. It's totally safe now, and we'll just hop off and grab that. So here's the coordinates right here. This is a really easy spot to grab all the plant species X seed pods that you need, and there's actually several of them in this woods, so we could go grab 5 or 6 different seed pods and go home with a few hundred seeds, and that'll be enough turrets to basically do anything you need for the rest of the game. So we're just going to go ahead and fly over this way towards the swamp, because there's a really nice plateau I'll show you, and you can use that to recharge your stamina and rest up for your journey home. So this is actually a really great place to find those plant species X seeds. Now the next location we'll show you is actually in the Redwood forest. So the Crystal Isles map is probably the only place we can actually find plant species X turrets in the Redwood forest, but check this out. We got PlantX growing all around here, and there's tons of them. Now, I don't personally recommend using this location because the redwoods are pretty dangerous, and as you can see here, there are a lot of other plants surrounding these plant species X seed pods, and it takes a lot of gathering to get those out of the way, and you're going to have to sit there pretty vulnerable for quite some time. Now, this is a really cool location. It's right where a bunch of these rivers meet. There's a lot of metal, actually beavers and beaver dams. One of my favorite base locations is right next to here. Here's the coordinates. And on my base locations guide to the Crystal Isles map, this was actually a spot that I highlighted because of a lot of really good resources nearby. And we've actually got a crazy good metal deposit right over here too. But as you can see, when we get really high up, if you're coming to this from the air, look for where all of these rivers converge and fly straight down into the middle, and you'll see this one little peninsula sticking out. That is right where the plant species X seeds are. And if you fly to the middle here, you've got your best chance of avoiding the thylacoleos that will eat your pteranodon. But once again, unless you are pretty close to this area on the map and you don't mind flying in the redwoods, I'd highly recommend using the other two locations. Or if you don't want to fly at all and you want to pick up some plant species X seeds right next to your base, you'll love this next trick I'm about to show you. Now, even though those plant species X seed pod locations I just showed you are probably the fastest and easiest way to get plant species X seeds on the Crystal Isles map, I'm going to show you another awesome trick. Now, I have an iguanodon, and the reason I love these guys is because you can use their alternate fire button, right click, left trigger, to switch between walking mode and running mode, and they go on all fours, and they have infinite stamina when they're on all fours. And that means I can run from just about anything. I'm sprinting the whole time, and I can outrun all kinds of dinos, but they are also amazing berry gatherers, and that's what we want this guy for today. So right here on the edge of the White Shoals, we're right next to the jungle entrance, there are all these cattails, and there's cattails all over the entire map, but these right here are probably the safest spot I can get to next to where most of you guys are probably going to start your Crystal Isles adventures. Now I'm going to just use the right trigger, left click, the normal attack button to attack all of these cattails, and as you can see here, I'm gathering tons of rare flowers and lots of berries. But very rarely, like maybe 1 in 1,000 berries that I gather from cattails are going to be plant species X seeds. Now, when I say 1 in 1,000 chance, that sounds like a really low chance, like it's going to take forever. But we'll gather like 10,000 berries in like 30 seconds with this guy because he's just so fast at gathering. Now, this is a low level, haven't put anything into melee damage, but once I increase his melee damage, he'll get a bunch of plant species X seeds pretty quickly. Now, we've got a lot of cattails here, so we're just going to keep gathering, and there you go. We just got a plant species X seed. You can see that on the left-hand side of the screen. Now, you can come up here with a raft and put like a Triceratops on here, or any dino that gathers berries. A Stegosaur would probably gather this like in 10 seconds. But, once again, I like an Iguanodon just because it's really easy to get around and run away from anything dangerous. But definitely, if you've got a trike and a raft, you could just pop over to this spot, get all the plant species X seeds you need. Now, I've been gathering for a while, and I've gotten like 3 plant species X seeds, so as you can see, it takes a little bit of patience, but I'm going to show you guys where to get cattails all over the Crystal Isles map next, and that's going to make it really easy to grab all the plant species X seeds you need right next to your base. Now, there's a lot of places you can get plant species X seeds from cattails, so we'll go through these pretty quickly, but right here is one of my favorite spots in the floating islands. We have this beautiful pink and green trees everywhere, and this is actually one of the floating islands, but just about everywhere you find water in the floating islands, you're going to have cattails surrounding these little ponds. So here's this specific location, but basically anywhere that has water in the floating islands is going to have those plant X seeds you can gather from those cattails. Now, the entire volcanic zone on the Crystal Isles map is surrounded by water on most sides, and most of that water is fire swamp. It's these crazy orange trees that are down in the swamp, and it's usually a pretty dangerous area. But all along all of these banks are cattails everywhere. These orange things are still cattails, and here's the location I'm at right here, but basically all around this area you can find tons of these cattails. Just be really careful. I highly recommend you find an area that's got a little bit more clear space, like right over here, and at least that way you can see what's coming. That way nothing will attack you when you come down here. But if you can survive the fire swamp, there's lots of plant species X seeds just waiting for you in the cattails. So this next plant species X seed location is really more of a region. So we're here in the Great Valley, Green Vale, whatever you want to call it, and there's rivers that run through this entire biome, and just about every river is lined with cattails on a lot of places. So we're going to fly through here just a little bit, and if you don't see any cattails, just keep following the river, and just about every river around here is going to have plenty of cattails lining the banks at some point. So here we go, got plenty of cattails here, and it was really more a toss-up of where can you not find cattails in this region, but as long as you can brave the crocs and baryonyx, you should be in good shape to get lots of plant species X seeds in this whole Green Valley area. So this location is going to be a great place to get plant species X seeds for a lot of you who live in different biomes. This is kind of in the middle of the map, right about here, and this is kind of where a bunch of biomes come together. We actually have a little swampy area right below the red obelisk, so it'll be very easy to spot, even from a distance. And a lot of these areas are just covered in cattails all around these swamps. Once again, it's a swamp. It's a little bit dangerous, but it seems to be a little less dangerous than most of the swamps. And we're right here on the edge of the red forest, so it's easy to spot this place. But basically the general rule of thumb is anytime you see an actual swamp on the Crystal Isles map, it's probably got cattails and probably has plant species X seeds in those cattails just waiting for you. Now in the pink forest, they have these beautiful blue pools of water all over the place, and just about every single one of them is full of cherry blossoms and cattails. So if you see any of these spots that have water, check them out. They've probably got some cattails too. And this is actually a really cool place to live. It's got tons of silica pearls, like tons of them in this spot. It's a beautiful picturesque waterfall, lots of otters, but here's the location of this particular place if you want to check that out. But it does have lots of cattails right here. Now, if you live way up in the north, especially in the middle of the north, this little island right here is a great spot to get some resources. It's covered in oil, like covered in giant oil boulders. So it's a really good place to get some gasoline for your Tropiognathus. But there's also cattails all around it. It's also got beavers and all kinds of good stuff. Another indicator is usually where there's beavers, there's cattails. Not always, but a lot of times you'll find those together. So this is actually a really cool spot to get your plant species X seeds. It is pretty dangerous. Lots of stuff is going to eat you around here, but it's really convenient for anyone living in the Arctic. And once again, you can get tons and tons of oil right here too. So check that out if you live up in the north region. So there are plenty more places you can find cattails to get your plant species X seeds, and if you guys know of any other plant species X seed pod locations in the Crystal Isles map, I'd love to hear it in the comments if you can give me the coordinates of those. So hopefully you were able to find a plant species X seed location near your base in the Crystal Isles, and you'll get some really awesome base defense turrets out of those once you grow them up into PlantX turrets. If you want some really helpful guides to teach you all about plant species X turrets, how to grow them, how to use them, and some really awesome tricks to use them to protect your boats and shoot down alpha predators, definitely check the links in this description of this video because I've got some really awesome plant species X guides on this channel. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends on social media. It might help a lot of people if they can know where to find plant species X seeds on the Crystal Isles map. And make sure you subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to enable all notifications because we have so many helpful guides, tips and tricks, and live streams and Let's Plays coming your way very soon, and you won't want to miss out on any of that. So until next time, I hope you have fun exploring the awesome new Crystal Isles map, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video from the Ark Survival Guide. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. That helps us so much. Be sure to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to enable all notifications because we have lots of awesome new Ark videos and live streams coming soon, and you won't want to miss any of them. You can do so many awesome things in Ark, but it is really hard to figure out on your own. Check out the links at the end of this video to browse our huge library of fun, clean, and helpful Ark guides, tips, tricks, live streams, and Let's Plays. If you would like to earn awesome rewards while supporting this channel, click the join button or link next to the subscribe button to learn more about our new channel memberships. You can also join our awesome Discord community at the link in the description of this video or on top of the channel homepage. And if you want to see my wife and I play lots of other fun video games together, visit our other YouTube channel, The Console Co-op Couple, using the link in the video description or in the channel homepage. And now I want to give a shout out to some of the biggest supporters of this channel. Sabo0283, Cole Parmenter, Wolfgirl Be Like, Austin Nagel, Kelly Razak, Black Silver Ride, and Emmy Fisher. You guys are all awesome and we so appreciate your support. Now if you'd like to be a monthly supporter and get a shout out at the end of our videos, check out the join button next to the subscribe button for more information about that. And for everyone else, thanks so much for watching and we will see you in the next video.